Yeah. So, and again, like generative UI and adaptive interfaces, this is what it is going to be still a very, very positive thing for the entire industry and for people. And people will be trusting AI even more, right? So, and it is a great opportunity for companies to prepare for that and think about the essence of their user journeys, like what really delivers value.
Yeah, I love that. Speaking about user value and just kind of layering on a more global perspective. So when both you and I worked in Google Dublin, or when I was still in Dublin, I worked in the global expansion team, and I remember when we interacted, you were in charge of UX for emerging markets such as Africa, Middle East, and I would love to hear your perspective on, working with diverse global markets. How does that influence your understanding of more universal UX principles versus like more cultural specific user needs? And how do you now apply these learnings when you design AI experiences that are, more intuitive and more relevant for global audiences and not just for like a specific, Silicon Valley based audience?
Yeah. So when I worked at Google, I was working with Google partners and clients from emerging markets. And even right now, after I left, so my agency is already now, we're a certified partner of Google in MENA on user experience services. So, and I'm actually going to publish soon a few playbooks with Google on Think with Google Middle East. And these will be playbooks, by the way, free for everyone, right? And learnings from our UX audits over the last 2 years that we've done for retail companies, websites and apps, health and wellness apps, and fintech, right? So there will be 3 industries we're covering. And yeah, with the cross-cultural and cross-regional differences are so interesting. And I was so lucky to work across different regions because user is kind of like really different. The expectations are different depending on the region and the market, what payment methods you want to accept, how busy the UI should be. For example, like Asian UX is entirely different creature, right? Like I've been traveling across Southeast Asia, like also like working a little bit with Japanese, even like websites. This looks completely different. The culture is different, and the user expectations, like use of the red color, like in Asia, red color is associated with something festive, right? It's a good thing, like it's some discounts, but like in Europe, like red color is a complete like no go or like alert color. So even these things, right? But being partner in the Middle East, I see, for example, the importance of the bidirectional design, right? Like some of my clients with whom we work on redesign projects, they absolutely they enjoy that we are bringing the global best practices, but we also have our like regional implementation partners with experience in designing Arabic interfaces, transferring the English interfaces that are left to right into the Arabic ones, the right to left. So, and these are the concepts of like the bidirectional design, where you flip not only the text, but sometimes the key calls to action, the navigation menu goes in different places. So all these things, right? Then you need to know all these contexts in different markets and the expectations. And in the application to AI, yeah, I think what is really happening, it's a shame that probably right now all these kind of models that are being trained, they're being trained on mostly Western data, right? That's why I think, like again, like you just the ChatGPT may launch a certain tool to give you UX recommendations, but it's not going to take into the account the specific of your region, of your user, and there will be the need to create very specific LLMs and tools that are solving specific problems, right? So maybe for bidirectional design, maybe for just in general adapting, like you upload a screenshot and how would my UI look like for to launch? I want to launch in China, you know. So how would my website could be adapted to be launched in China or in Japan, right? So like really solving narrow problems, and I think this is where the opportunity is. And yeah, like this international differences have always been a very fruitful theme.
Yeah, absolutely. Like the diversity and all the richness of different perspectives also gives us the opportunity to like build exciting tools, and AI may be really accelerating that as well. And obviously we still have a lot of problems to solve, right? So what you mentioned about like training the data on like a limited like set of parameters that are also like sort of culturally biased. I think that's definitely like one of the bigger challenges that we're facing right now.
Mm,
um yeah, so I have just a couple of questions left, but I think one of the most um like what I'm curious about the most, like from your perspective, is um like what are the AI's um, aspects or opportunities that you see um within that, new UX world, is like generative UI is prevalent, and the dynamic and more personalized experience is prevalent.